Today we're taking a closer look at the Bogner Uber model and the Nux MG30. Recently my favorite beautiful lady asked me about the Bogner Uber model in the Nux MG30, and I have to admit that I'm always struggling with the Bogner Uber model in most of the modeling units I have, especially in the XFX, because it seems to have kind of a very unique tone stack. And usually I couldn't get results where I'm happy with this amp model. And of course it's a, depends on your personal preference if you like these tone stacks or not. Some people maybe they cannot deal with Marshall tone stacks or with Mesa tone stacks, but anyway, of course all of these amps have different tone stacks, and nevertheless I tried out to get a good sound out of the Uber model in the Nux MG30, and this is what I ended up with. Let me turn off the delay. So it's quite a to me it's very rock oriented sound, if you want so. Not the most saturated high gain. But let me show you what I did, because it took me quite a while to get this result. So I've opened up the editor for you here, and this is my effects chain. And let me save this for you. So as a comparison, if you're watching my other videos about this unit, maybe you know that I like to use the Vivo amp model, and also like to boost it with the Steel Singer, like here in this preset. And I'm using third-party IRs by Ownhammer, usually the one from the Heavy Hitters pack, I think it's called Heavy Hitters 2 or something. V30 Mesa Ownhammer, sometimes also the V30 G80, I think, which has a little bit of more low end, but with this patch I'm using the V30, but this is of course the patch with the F5150, and I'm using here usually some kind of an EQ after the cap, and usually I'm cutting the highs. But with this Uber model, I found out that this amp doesn't need a distinct drive block in front of the amp. So in fact I wasn't happy with the result with the Steel Singer, so I deactivated the drive. And as you can see here, the amp by itself, it sounds like it sounds with everything at 12 o'clock, except the gain is a little bit dialed back and the bass is a little bit raised. And what I did here in the cap section is I set a high cut, but also not at max, so at minimum in this case. No low cut. But what I had to do is, as I'm using my Harley Benton Fusion guitar with the stock Roswell pickups, and these pickups, they seem to have a lot of top end. Usually I'm cutting these frequencies, or I'm using a drive block, then most of the drive blocks are cutting the highs and the lows. But as I don't use a drive block here, I'm using an EQ in front of the amp to cut the highs and the lows of this guitar. So you can see I'm cutting it really drastically here. But if I turn that off, just the amp and the cab sounds like this. But maybe you can hear this annoying hard scratchiness which these pickups here have. So I made a video about that topic where I'm addressing these guitar pickups or changing the overall sound of the guitar before it hits the amp. The video is called, I think, Pre-Gain Equalization, and I'm doing this here by using an equalizer. So without it, also I'm raising the lows a little bit, so maybe it's better with that because it gets a little bit too boomy. By the way, you can raise the lows here around this center frequency if you set it to a more extreme slow. So anyway, I hope this helps you to get the best out of this amp. And yeah, please post your comments below, subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.